What is a worldview? A worldview is basically, what is reality to you? What do you think is good? It's how we make sense of the world around us. I have a 4-year-old, and I just think about just how much her worldview has changed in just a little bit these last 2 years. Like at the age of 2 and 3, of course, she believes the world is centered around her. And so she was throwing tantrums at high amounts. Now she still does throw tantrums. I'm not saying she doesn't, but at the age of 4, she understands that the world does not revolve around her. So she's not as quick to throw those temper tantrums. In fact, she is loving towards people, and if someone, her worldview is changing. She realizes that life's not all about her. Prayerfully, she will have a biblical worldview, believing the Bible, and of course that's going to come because we are teaching her the Bible. We are showing her that we live out what we believe, and that's where you get your worldview. Your worldview comes from the time you're a young person. Your worldview began as just a little baby, watching the people around you. How do adults deal with this or that? How do they express themselves? How do they respond to certain things? What do they look at this person and that person like? We start developing that worldview very quickly. Our education begins to develop our worldview. The religion that we foster in our hearts develops our worldview. Everything comes together. All things are entertainment. The worldview that we have, the reality that we have, is everything. It will be how we choose our friends. It will be, basically every action that we have, every emotion that we have, every decision that we make is based off of our worldview. And so it's important to determine what our worldview is. Do we have a secular worldview, or do we have a biblical worldview? I remember doing some studies a while back. There was a man named Jeffrey Dahmer. Did not have a biblical worldview. In fact, he had a secular worldview, an atheist even, and so he did not believe in God. He did not believe in the accountability that we will face with God. And so he just believes that, he's a person. This is his life as long as he wants to live here or is living here. And then he will die and go into the ground. Of course, that belief, well, what is good and what is bad based on that? What kind of values will you have in life based on that? You know what his values were? What pleases me today, that's what I'm going to do. And well, what pleased him was sodomy. What pleased him was murder. What pleased him was eating even of those people that he murdered. Dahmer was a sick individual. And you know what? His lifestyle came from his worldview. His worldview that, life really doesn't matter anyway. I can do whatever I want. Unfortunately, a lot of people have this worldview that has nothing to do with the Bible. A biblical worldview says that I'm accountable to God. God created the world, and he didn't just create us and leave us here. He left us here with a way of salvation for anyone who would accept it. So we have now the responsibility to accept it, because it said that he also has shown himself to everyone. Every person in the world is able to see that there is a God. And then they have to make the decision of whether they will believe in God or not. Whether they will allow themselves to come under him and have a biblical worldview, believing in the Bible, believing in Jesus, believing in all the work that he did on the cross, the death that he took, and then will live for him, or whatever I feel, whatever I think, whatever I want for the moment. Our worldview matters so much. It is everything. These were the questions that the Barna survey asked. Do absolute moral truths exist? Do you believe in true, absolute truths? Is absolute truth defined by the Bible? If there is absolute truth, where does it come from? Did Jesus Christ live a sinless life? Do you believe on that? Is God the all-powerful and all-knowing creator of the universe? And does he still rule it today? What do you believe about that? Is salvation a gift from God that cannot be earned? Do you believe that? Is Satan real? Does a Christian have a responsibility to share his or her faith in Christ with other people? Is the Bible accurate in all of its teachings? These were the questions. Did you answer yes? Believe it or not, only 9% of the people that were given this survey answered yes to those questions. But they called themselves born again Christians. I just wonder though, like, if you don't believe in absolute moral truths, if you don't believe that Jesus Christ lived a sinless life, if you don't believe that everything in the Bible is true, I just wonder how you call yourself a born again Christian. Guys, we got to pray. We have to pray. This biblical worldview, I know that it's not popular, but it's what's needed in this world today. It's what's needed if we're going to turn the tide of the way things are going. Are you paying attention? Man, there's so much hate. There's so much division. There's so much, all these things that, of course, I mean, the Bible knows that these things are going to come. We see that. We see it in Timothy. We see it in Matthew. Jesus was talking about, as in the days of Noah. We kind of see them happening right now. And nobody's paying attention. But we who have a biblical worldview need to be the ones who are speaking louder and louder and being bold and doing this all with love and kindness, of course. Just ask yourself, what is your worldview? May you be blessed with truth today.